Hello, welcome to this tutorial. It's quadratic equations and we'll be looking at method of completing the square. So we take the first problem. What must be added to x squared plus 8x to make it a perfect square? This is an introductory question to method of completing the square. So we say let's x squared plus 8x plus k be a perfect square. Then k will be, we take the coefficient of x, which is positive 8, so we pick it, divide it by 2, square it. That will be the number to be added to make it a perfect square. So we simplify. So k is 4 squared, 8 divided by 2 is 4, so 4 squared is equal to 16. So 16 will be added to this expression to make it a perfect square. So we go to the second problem. Second problem, find the value of q for which x squared minus 5x plus q is a perfect square. We take q and take the coefficient of x, which is negative 5. So we pick negative 5. The next thing is to divide it by 2. That is the method. Then square it. So squaring negative 5 gives 25. And squaring 2 gives 4. So we have q to be 25 over 4. Expressing these as mixed fractions, we have it as 6 whole number 1 over 4. Q is 6 whole number 1 over 4. We go to problem 3. Add a number to x squared minus 6x to make it a perfect square. Hence, factorize your result. Now we will let x squared minus 6x plus k be a perfect square. Then from here we take k to be, find the coefficient of x here, which is negative 6. We divide it by 2, square it. So negative 6 divided by 2 gives negative 3 squared. And negative 3 squared gives 9. So since we've gotten k, we add it to the expression x squared minus 6x plus 9. Then to factorize this is very simple. So we open a bracket. This is x squared. What is the square root of x squared? That will give us x. Then we go to the next term. We are only interested in the sign of the middle term, which gives minus. Then we come to the top term, which is the constant term. Find the square root of 9, which gives 3. So we have it as 3, close the bracket, raised to power 2. With this, we have factorized. So we go to the next problem. This is the actual quadratic equation to be solved by method of completing the square. So problem 4 says, solve the equation x squared minus 10x plus 3 is equal to 0 by method of completing the square. Leave your answer in short form. So we go x squared minus 10x plus 3 is equal to 0. First thing is to take the constant term to the right hand side. So we'll be left with x squared minus 10x is equal to negative 3. Taking this positive 3 to the right hand side, it becomes negative 3. Then the next thing is to make the left hand side a perfect square. So to make it a perfect square, we take the coefficient of x, which is negative 10, divide it by 2, that gives negative 5, square it, which gives 25. So we're adding 25 to the left hand side and also to the right hand side. So we have x squared minus 10x plus 25 is equal to negative 3 plus 25. So we now factorize this. So factorizing this, we have a open bracket, square root of x squared gives x. Go to the next term. We are only interested in the sign, that's minus. Then the square root of 25 gives 5. Close the bracket, raised to power 2. We have factorized the left hand side. So simplifying the right hand side, we have it to be 22. We need to remove this square by finding the square root of both sides. So if we find the square root of this, we'll be left with x minus 5 equal to plus or minus square root of 22. We are interested in both the positive and negative roots in this type of problem. So we go ahead to make x the subject of this relation. So taking this to this side, our x becomes 5 plus or minus 22. So we can leave our answer like this, or we separate it so that we now have x is 5 plus root 22, or x is 5 minus root 22. So this is the third form we are to leave our answer in. So we have done justice to problem 4. We go to problem 5. Problem 5, solve x squared plus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0 by method of completing the square correct to one decimal place. So we bring the equation. Again, we take this negative 1 to the right hand side. We'll be left with x squared plus 3x is equal to 1. This negative 1 going to the right hand side becomes positive. So again, we make x squared plus 3x a perfect square. So how do we do that? We take the coefficient of x, which is 3, divide it by 2, 3 over 2, square it, 9 over 4. Then we are going to add 9 over 4 to both sides. So we have a x squared plus 3x plus 9 over 4 is equal to 1 plus 9 over 4. So the left hand side now is a perfect square. So we factorize it, open bracket, pick x. From x squared we find the square root, which gives x. We are interested in only the sign of the middle term, which is plus. Then here we find the square root of 9 over 4. That's 3 over 2, close to the bracket, squared. So we have factorized that one. Here we are going to simplify this and leave our answer as improper fraction. 1 plus 9 over 4 gives 1 whole number 9 over 4. So changing it to improper fraction, 4 times 1 gives 4 plus 9 gives 13. So we have it as 13 over 4. So again, we remove this square. Removing the square means finding the square root of both sides. So we said we are interested in both positive and negative roots. So we now have x plus 3 over 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 13 over 4. So we go x is equal to negative 3 over 4 plus or minus square root of 13 over 4. So we simplify this. We can have it as x equal to negative 3 over 4 plus or minus square root of 13 over 2, since square root of 4 is 2. So expanding this, since we are to leave our answer in decimal, so we have it as negative 3 plus or minus square root of 13 is 3.606 over 2. We are going to separate this plus and minus. So we have x equal to negative 3 plus 3.606 over 2. And here we pick the minus, or negative 3 minus 3.606 over 2. So simplifying this, we have our x to be 0.303 or negative 3.303. And we have to give our answer to one decimal place. That will give us 0.3 or negative 3.3. That's to one decimal place. So we've done justice to the problem. We go to problem 6. Problem 6 of 3 plus 6x minus 2x squared is equal to 0. We're going to arrange it in the standard form of quadratic equation, and therefore divide through by negative 2. Divide this by negative 2, we have x squared. Divide this one by negative 2, we have negative 3x. Divide this one by negative 2, we have it as minus 3 over 2 equals 0. So we take this negative 3 over 2 to the right hand side. I have x squared minus 3x is equal to 3 over 2. Then make the left hand side a perfect square. So by adding, pick negative 3 divided by 2 gives negative 3 over 2, square it. That will be 9 over 4. We add 9 over 4 to the left hand side, 9 over 4 to the right hand side. So I have x squared minus 3x plus 9 over 4 is equal to 3 over 2 plus 9 over 4. Now we factorize the left hand side and simplify the right hand side. So the left hand side, to factorize it, open a bracket. What is the square root of x squared, which gives x? Go to the next term. We are only interested in the sign, which is negative. Then pick this. What is the square root of 9 over 4? That's 3 over 2. So we have it as 3 over 2. Close the bracket, squared. Then here 3 over 4 plus 9 over 4. This one is the same thing as 6 over 4. 6 over 4 as equivalent fraction of 3 over 2 from there. Since we have it as 6 over 4, so the 6 plus 9 gives 15 over 4. So you simplify this, it will give you equal to 15 over 4. So here we remove this square by finding the square root of 15 over 4. So we have x minus 3 over 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 15 over 4. Square root of 15 over 4. Taking this to the right hand side, we have x is equal to 3 over 4 plus or minus square root of 15 over 4. We are going to simplify this. Simplify this, root 15 over 4. That's root 15 over 2. So we have x equal to 3 over 2 plus or minus square root of 15 over 2. So we make this a single fraction. So the common denominator is 2. So this is 3 plus or minus square root of 15 is 3.873. So we now separate this plus and minus. So we have x is equal to 3 plus 3.873 over 2, or 3 minus 3.873 over 2. So simplifying this, we have x is equal to 3.4365 or negative 0.4365. And we have to give our answer to 2 decimal places. So that's going to give us a 3.44 or negative 0.44. So we have done justice to this problem. This is the end of the tutorial for quadratic equation with method of completing the square. Thanks for watching this video. Until we come your way again. Goodbye.